Biomutant was released in May 2021 and I didn't hear anything about it since the initial backlash at release. Regardless, I decided to give it a try when it went on sale. And my goal was to experience the full game by completing all the achievements. After creating my character and selecting the extreme difficulty, I found myself inside Bunker 101, essentially the tutorial area. At the end of Bunker 101, I met Out of Date, who informed me that I'm a chosen one who lost his memory. He claimed to have taught me as a child and mentioned that the Tree of Life is slowly dying due to the 4 World Eaters. After this conversation, I left Bunker 101, earning my first trophy. The voice in my head told me that I needed to ally with one of 2 tribes, and I chose to partner with the Myriad tribe for peace among the tribes. I then visited the town where I grew up and reminisced about my forgotten memories, recalling my mother teaching me Wang Fu before being overwhelmed by Lupa Lupin. Following this, I overtook one of the rival tribe's outposts.
The outpost belongs to your tribe now.
I progressed to the main quest where I encountered Gizmo, who was working on a mech to defeat one of the World Eaters. By walking around the dead zone with the mech, I earned my second achievement for surviving in the mech for 5 minutes. I met Mok, who gave me a side quest, looted some wreck boxes for mech parts, changed the mech appearance, and earned my 3rd achievement. Not long after, I earned the next achievement for riding a mount for 500 meters. As I explored more of the wreck boxes, I jumped through the green leaf ring, collected over 1000 of them, earning my next achievement. By the way, green leaves are the currency in the game. While wandering around the map, I randomly encountered Looper. This only happened once and I don't know why it's a thing. Anyways, I defeated him and stopped him from hunting down an animal. Afterward, I met Gulp, also in a 100% intended way. I went out and did his quest. When I returned to him, he invited me to a drink in a quick-time event where I got the next achievement for winning the drinking competition.
Gulp thanks you. Says a drink or 2 won't do any harm.
After drinking with Gulp, I went to Goop's mission to catch Gumquarks. I went through the cave, fought Huggle and caught 5 Gumquarks for the mission. And this won't be the last time we catch them. Goop then told us to defeat the next World Eater, which I didn't do yet. I cleared another outpost in the cave. When I got out of the cave, I caught another squib for a total of 20 and the Zoodoo achievement. After wandering around the map, I found a rubber totem to obtain 10 of each material for the elementary achievement. Wandering around a little more and looting a city, I found an open world boss. After defeating him and looting the vault, I found the most bullshit room I've ever seen. Enemies randomly losing aggro and fully healing, getting one shots because that's the way of making the game harder, and just a terrible room in general. I finished the end of the rainbow side quest next to the city to earn the same named achievement. Then I saw the Tree of Life for the first time and a cutscene followed. After that I reached the point where I said, okay, let's go and just finish the game. I'm wasting my time doing side quests because I realized that it's getting very repetitive. I jumped back into the mech and went for the first World Eater. While defeating the first World Eater Jumbo Puff, I threw 5 squibs at him for an achievement. Then he aided us for the second phase where I climbed the insides of him and attacked what looked like his heart and defeated him. And yes, there's no achievement for defeating a World Eater, only for doing the mechanic of the fight. Later when I reached level 19, I put more points into strength and got max gain for having reached over 100 points in 2 attributes. After working on some achievements, I noticed I didn't get any of them, so I googled why and got told to restart Steam. So I did. When I started the save file, I got all of them. In total I got 5 after restart. Quickly going through them, they were Wing Fu Master, DNA Overload, Specialized, Nautica and Spring. With that random bug resolved, I went to defeat the second World Eater Porcupine. His mechanic was to pull the mines into him and shoot them, stunning him and making it easy to hit his bright pink weak spots. Detonating 3 mines in him gave me the achievement for the fight. The second phase was more shooting him on land and some quick time events when he grabbed me. After getting off track again doing side missions, I caught my 20th bird for another catching achievement. A little later I defeated enough enemies with P-Spark to get electrified. And while being off track I ran into 4 mirages. I always had to fight one of the bullies from the beginning of the game, where I remembered them, until killed a fourth mirage where I had to fight all 3 of them.
Memory distortion.
It didn't matter if I win or lose the fight. Afterward I always got an upgrade for my automotive, which resulted in an achievement for me. I ran around more, met more NPCs, got the Countess achievement and found a manhole which made it 3 in total for another achievement. I looted another abandoned town and decided to continue with the tribe war, where I had to conquer the next tribe outpost. So I entered it and met the Guardian. Defeating him gave me a total of 6 outposts, which earned me another achievement. On my way to conquer the tribe's base, I found a little town with a vinyl player, which was the final old world gadget to discover. And for discovering all old world gadgets, I got an achievement. I continued my way to the tribe base and faced their leader, whom I got to surrender. Afterward, my C4 gave me the option to end the tribe war, which I said yes to, because otherwise I had to clear another 9 outposts and 3 bases. After finishing the tribe war, I also had enough upgrade points to get all the melee prophecy skills, which earned me another achievement as well. I started wandering around the world again, where I did some bandit camps and earned an achievement for defeating 25. But I realized at that point that I'm probably not playing in the intended way, at least combat-wise. It felt like I'm playing some adaptation of Ratchet & Clank with the way I adapted the fight because of the extreme difficulty at the beginning, where melee attacks resulted in getting 1 shot by big enemies and 2 shot by the normal enemies. But let's continue. For now I checked the achievements and saw a missable one with the goo glide where I had to modify it. So I went to the water and did so. Afterward I continued with the main story and got on my way to the third world eater where I met Noko. She had me preparing by telling me to get one specific mount to be able to fight the world eater. When I brought it, she equipped it with a rope so I could toast her. While on my way to the world eater, I crossed an altar which I collected like many others throughout the game and got the achievement Kneel for doing so. Then I already entered the fight with the third world eater Hoofbooth, whom I had to stun and pull out his teeth. After pulling out all 4 of his teeth, I got the achievement for this fight. Then we entered the second phase where he got a tail so he could shoot me with feathers. To get through the second phase, I tied together his legs like a cocoon and shot his weak points while being knocked down for a few seconds. Same thing happened in the third phase, where he also started to spit poison at me for some change. I defeated him, talked out of date, who told me to go meet Viz, who is going to help me with the 4th world eater. I did not go to Viz, I rather went and ticked off some more achievements. First, I went to get another tribe weapon from a tribe headquarters so I can get kills with 3 different tribe weapons for an achievement. A little later I remembered to craft a 7-star weapon with all the loot I collected so far for the achievement Starstruck. Then I continued meeting more NPCs with side quests which I need to meet for an achievement later. Nova was one of them. A side quest triggered a Twinkle crash site which I had to visit for another achievement. Then I ran around, killed more enemies and completed the side quest reaching level 42, which gave me enough upgrade points to unlock the last Wung Fu range attack and the next achievement. I continued ticking off achievements by meeting Honky, who had me get an item from an underground area for him so he could start selling items to me, getting me the achievement for trading with him. I then continued into the last biome I did enter so far, which for me seems fully optional for the game. All you have to do there is meet the NPCs Soul and Lobo. The first one I met was Soul on the other side of the area, where you need something to reach his island. I got there by climbing up a mountain and gliding over, not the way you are supposed to by the way. Arriving on the island I found a camp where I got 2 more achievements, one for sticking 25 enemies onto my bubble, and one for drowning 5 enemies in oil. After meeting Soul, I checked my map to continue and found out I'm missing one tribe base and went to it for another achievement. Then I wanted to do one more thing before preparing for the last world eater by doing the main story. This was to meet the last NPCs. The last 2 NPCs for the achievement were Lobo and Maya. I didn't talk much or at all about the NPCs because they weren't that interesting. Most of them were vendors and some just talked to you. All of them just had like 2 quests of bring me something and you will get something for that. After being done with most of the achievements, I met up with Viz and continued the main story and the 4th World Eater. I got all of the stuff he needed, including Quopus, where when I left their location I caught my 20th Glittermoth for another catching achievement. I then proceeded to go to the 4th and final World Eater, Merkpuff, whom I fed 10 Goopus for the achievement in the fight, and after defeating him, I got an achievement for defeating all 4 World Eaters. At this point, I was only missing 2 more achievements, and neither of them had something to do with finishing the game. Both of them were about catching something. Lucky me, they were the Gumquarks and the Goopus, which had fixed spawn points in the caves I already had because of the main story. After revisiting the caves for the first time, I noticed they are not there for some reason, so I googled why. I then found out those Quapos are spawning every 30 minutes and the Gumdarks every hour. I was just sitting AFK waiting for them to spawn. Funny part about it, I can't be in the area, otherwise they won't respawn. After waiting a long time and catching them every now and then, I got 20 of both, and my last 2 achievements as well. With all achievements done, I went to the final fight with Looper Lupin, who I had defeated once earlier and then got held down by the Tree of Life. I met my Sifu and decided with him on Looper's fate. Then the battle started. First phase with some tribe members, then the second phase with my Sifu, and in the third phase a 1-on-1. When I defeated him, he destroyed the ground and I had another 1v1 for 3 more phases. I think it was the best part of the game, together with all the World Eater fights, because all of them were fun and were something different in a very repetitive game. The game was fun when I changed it to medium difficulty and played like a Ratchet & Clank game, but I still think I won't recommend the game, because I think even in the casual playstyle it's not very enjoyable with that level of repetitiveness. With Looper defeated, I jumped into the so-called Ark with out of date my Sifu, myself and 4 more people I asked to join, and we flew into the sky to end the game. And thanks for watching. Bye.